I think the big things that they got to fix is a few things. So like tech window, too large on throws. There's too much time to throw tech. 2L into 2M no longer being a thing on counter hit really sucks, especially for characters with short range buttons like Six and Lance. So 2L into 2M needs to come back. Throw protection is all kinds of way too high out of block stun and wake up. So wake up timing for throws is basically non-existent. They can pretty much always mash if you try to go for a throw. And then off a tick throws, like the block stun throw protection is too high as well. So tick throws don't exist. What this means is that it's really hard to open people up, and that is really annoying. The utility and usefulness of ultimate skills is pretty much all over the place. Half of them are just dead buttons. Like, you spent all this time and resources into making these things look really cool, but they're not useful. They just don't accomplish anything. Half of them can't be used in combos. Half of them have no utility in neutral. Like, some of them are ridiculously good, and others are just, yeah. Anti-airs feel really bad. It's either because of extreme input lag, or because they were slowed down, or because head involved doesn't exist to the same degree that it did before. Whatever the case might be, it's anti-airs have felt incredibly inconsistent throughout the entire beta on several different characters, including Six, which has like one of the fastest ones, or at least used to, and was incredibly reliable. But pretty much all the characters that I played, like anti-airs, were desperately bad. Maybe it's because of rollback, right? Maybe it's because I'm seeing the character at a position where the other person is not, like they're further down, and the rollback is showing them, like displaying them in a position that's 3 frames different. So I'm hitting the button when on my screen I should be anti-airing them, but for them, they're getting the hit first, and the client decides that they win. I don't know what it is, but the anti-airs have felt really sketchy all weekend. And then, like, I don't really mind so much about the Oki stuff. I think I was hearing a lot of complaints, and I had a couple complaints on the first day and the second day with, like, hey, there's no more hard knockdowns. What do we do now? Our old Oki doesn't work. But dash normal seemed to be the thing for that, where a lot of the times where we used to get safe jumps, instead now we're getting, like, meaty dash normals, which is not as good as a safe jump, but it does make sense for, like, mid-screen Oki. Safe jabs still exist and all that kind of stuff. So I don't mind that. I do really like the dash normals. I think they're a great addition to the game. I think that the chain, like, low and overhead in auto combos are kind of pointless. Maybe the overhead one's fine for, like, really just kind of surprising people. But it didn't really add anything to the overall experience for me. I think the new animations and, like, the cleanup in general is really nice. As far as Raging Chain goes, I still think it's, like, really low risk, really high reward. Like, I feel like they just need to make some adjustments to, if your Raging Chain gets countered, you should lose more health, right? Like, right now it's around, like, 500 health. You should probably lose somewhere, like, around 2,000. Then that makes it more of a risk. Or you could do something where when they counter you, the opponent only spends, the defensive person only spends 25% of their meter instead of 50. Because right now, like, it just becomes this thing where if I want to meter starve someone, right, and we're at that, like, clutch moment where we're both sitting at 100 meter, and I'm, like, worried about SSBA, I can just Raging Chain, force them to spend 50 meter, and then their SBA option is gone, right? They no longer have that choice. And for a lot of characters, like, they need that utility of, like, having that available for, like, a conversion or for a full screen punish or what have you. So, just being able to, like, force people to spend meter, to spend half their bar is crazy. Like, even if, like, towards the end of the beta, people have been reacting to that. It hasn't been a huge issue, but it's just kind of wild. And then, what else? I don't miss Overdrive, really. I think having Chip active all the time is really cool. I do like that. You know, that's fine. Yeah, I don't know. I'm really excited for Granblue, you know, and for this to come out to finish cooking and everything. But it's certainly in a spot right now where there's a lot of wonkiness going on between throws and anti-airs, right? Which are like 2 of the 4 cornerstones of this game. Throws and anti-airs feel busted. And so figuring out how to fix those would be like my biggest gameplay priority. Everything else is great. Yeah. So anyway, that's my thoughts on this whole thing. I'm going to head out and do some other stuff. And I do appreciate all of you hanging out. I'll see you next time.